Hi, this is János, it's Real World Audio, and I'm answering questions. And today, this is the Hooman's question, Hooman R's. He posted it 3 days ago, and this is about the comparison of La Grande sound versus the Voice of Lancelot. So when I described that, I could feel that there was stone floor under me when the organ played with the Voice of Lancelot, and when the La Grande was playing, I did not have that feeling. So he is asking about that. So how is that feel coming in? What it is that produces, that gives the ability to feel that there is stone under your feet, and it feels like stone resonating, and you are sitting in an actual cathedral. And so first, so actually let me just answer this question, and because he is also asking about is that a sonic characteristic purely based on the Voice of Lancelot drivers and cabinet decoupled from the floor, or is it a combination of pure sound waves along with the coupling that is happening between the bottom of the cabinet and the floor? Basically wondering if Voice of Lancelot is best to be isolated from the floor or coupled to it for such experiences and music. So that is something that I'm still experimenting with. I have not experimenting much with changing the coupling of the Voice of Lancelot to the floor, because they are really heavy speakers, and just moving them about is not an easy thing, especially with the crossover on top and the compression driver on top. I cannot just put something under the feet, because then I have to tilt it, but if I tilt, then the whole thing topples or something. I mean, not the whole thing, but the crossover is really on the side, and if I topple, it could go off. So I would have to basically disassemble everything to play around with the footing, and that's kind of hard work, and also the whole thing is really heavier than I am. And so at this moment they are sitting on the floor, and there's like a strip of cloth under each side of the cabinet. But I really think that if I would play around and put like a small wooden feet and couple it directly to the floor, then I could even more increase their ability to transmit really low frequencies to the floor itself. Because right now the way it is transmitting the energy at the very low frequencies is through the port that is firing on the floor, so it's directly making the floor basically make waves. So it's resonating the whole floor directly, pushing and lifting the floor with the bass notes as it's exiting through the slot port that's firing down, and there's a horn coupling it to the floor, boom. And so that's the number one thing why I can feel the floor resonate with the low frequencies, because it's perfectly loading the floor. The other thing why I get that stone resonance feeling is because stone has the ability at where you have the organ, is that it will resonate at a super low frequency, like below 20 hertz. So like at 16 hertz, like a resonance at 16 hertz, that's the subharmonic, the first subharmonic of C1, so that's C0, 1 octave below the lowest C on a natural organs, on a baroque organs keyboard. And basically that you're feeling that super low frequency, that subsonic frequency, a clear and strong subsonic frequency. That's what causes that feeling, that you feel that there is a stone floor under you, because it resonates, your floor starts to resonate at that frequency where a stone floor is resonating at. and normally wooden floors would not naturally resonate at that frequency, but now that I am exciting it with that low energy, now they do. They pick up that excitation. So basically why I'm getting that feeling with the Voice of Lancelot is because it is capable of energy transfer down to, according to my simulations, down to about 11 hertz. That's where they're efficient, down to 11 hertz, and with the Grande they are basically, what I have noticed, that they do a really good job down to 25 hertz, and I will explain it in the next video how I came about with the 25 hertz. And it's not just my imagination hearing, but I was using an app to listen to test tones and see which is the lowest frequency that the tuning app can pick up as a clear frequency provided by the loudspeaker. And this also takes care of that issue that, okay, that is too quiet or whatever, because as the frequency drops, our hearing is less acute in that region, so we will hear it becoming quieter and quieter. But is it really falling off, or your hearing is falling off? So is it a human perception thing, or is it a physical thing? Because the tuning app here, it doesn't respond to quiet sounds. It has to be quite loud for that tuning app to pick it up as a note. If it's quiet, it won't bother analyzing it because it will think it's background noise. So that will be a subject of a different video. So for now, that's the reason. And Hooman was asking in the first part of his question that I didn't read out, what would be another interesting comparison between Grande and the Mirage. So the Mirage is a inert cabinet and lowish efficiency. However, I have to add actually that it's not such low efficiency. It's a large floor standard, and actually their efficiency on paper is exactly the same as Grande. So actually when I'm throwing equal wattage out on them, they should give me the same response. And what I have noticed, that even though the Mirage is in an MDF cabinet and it was designed as an inert loudspeaker, and it has a complex crossover, and it's still not high super efficiency, but it is a very easy to drive speaker. And I noticed that the very best sound I ever got out of them was driving them with 3 watts output power. It just totally slaughtered, demolished high power amps in comparison. They just sounded like, yeah. Even the mid bass and deep bass quality in the high power amplifiers was compared to the 3 watts. So it's really not the wattage. And also I've been using the Lagrange with the 20 watts push-pull amplifier, and that was where you had those sound samples that I recorded them with. And so it's kind of interesting that even though something might be inert like the Mirage, but it still loves low power amps. And I have to say the same thing for the Ryan 610 bookshelf speakers, which are lower efficiency, quite lower than the Mirage or Grande. And really, when you read the brochures, they recommend at least 50 watts for them, or maybe up to 150 watts, something like that. But with them, I also noticed that, yeah, with the 50 watts, they can play loud, but it's not worth to turn it on, because it sucks. I put 2 watts on the Ryans, and they play divine music with the 2 watt single-ended amplifier. It's just wonderful. And with the 50 watts solid state, it's just, yeah, forget it. So thank you, Hooman, for the question, and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.